So I have made a video on this channel before about intermittent fasting as a breastfeeding mom, but today I want to talk about how I am able to fast as a breastfeeding mom. So if you're interested in that, then just keep watching. Hi, and welcome to my channel, Shades of Sage, where I share all things motherhood. My name is Taishima. I'm a doula, chef, and mama of 5. And today I'm going to be sharing some tips on how I'm able to fast as a breastfeeding mom. So I have kind of, debated making this video for a while now, but I figured I might as well just go ahead and make it because there may be some other moms out there who are watching who may be wondering, like, can I fast while I'm breastfeeding? Or how to fast while I'm breastfeeding, or should I just wait until I'm done breastfeeding? And so I thought this video might be helpful. So I'm going to share just, some of the things that I've been doing and what has helped me and what has worked. So just as a backstory or a background, if you are new to my channel, or if this is the first video that you are watching, I am a mom of 5 and I exclusively breastfeed all of my children for at least 1 year postpartum, or until my child turns 1. Now I have gone longer with some of them, and I do plan on going longer this time. And again, I had all of my children back to back. So my oldest is 7, my youngest is 10 months old, and she will be 1 soon, but she's not 1 yet. And so I have really been pregnant and breastfeeding for the last 7 years or so. And for me, in this video, I'm going to talk about, fasting for spiritual reasons. And so if I was not fasting throughout that time, that's just a long time not to be fasting, in my opinion, 7 years, right? And so I have really tried to implement it into my lifestyle, as best as I can, being a nursing mom and a pregnant mom. Now, I do want to say though, if you are pregnant, I do not recommend fasting at all, in any form of pregnancy, because even though breastfeeding does require more calories than breastfeeding, you need a constant and a stream or a consistent supply of food while you are pregnant. Especially for me, in my case, I had really bad morning sickness, so I had hyperemesis for all of my pregnancies. So that is extreme morning sickness and nausea and throwing up. I had the whole 9. All 5 times. And I could not really even go long periods of time without eating, because the nausea, it would make the nausea worse. And I just needed calories. Because I was throwing up so much, I needed my calories any way I could get them. A lot of times that meant, eating not so healthy foods sometimes just to get those calories in, because so much was coming up, right? And it was hard to keep food down. But even if you're having a pregnancy where you are not experiencing the extreme nausea and everything like I did, you still need all those nutrients and all of those calories. And if you're fasting, I would not do it. I would not do it personally, and I do not recommend it. Okay, now let's talk about breastfeeding, because that's what this video is about. So with breastfeeding, you do need a lot of calories to breastfeed your baby, okay? A lot of additional calories than you normally would be taking in. And so I don't think, or I wouldn't say that you should start with fasting if your baby is less than 6 months old, okay? And definitely not anything less than that. Not in those first 6 weeks, because again, breastfeeding is supply and demand. And in those first 6 weeks, that is critical almost for your breastfeeding journey. That is when you want to basically put your baby to breast as often as possible. Whenever he or she wants to eat and nurse and feed, that is what you should be doing for those first 6 weeks. After that, your supply does regulate. You can introduce pumping and bottle feed it, the whole 9. But before 6 months, your baby's only source of food should be breast milk, okay? At that time, breast milk or formula, right? But we're talking about breastfeeding. So only breast milk at that time. Once your baby, hits 6 months old and you're ready to introduce solids, you can start, however you want to start. But you do have those solids as let's just say a safety net when you do, or when you want to start implementing your fasting. And so for me, I have only started recently, the last few months or so. But for my previous baby, I was able to start intermittent fasting about 5 months postpartum. And I'm not talking about a crazy long fast either. Let me say that as well. I'm not talking about a crazy long fast. I think so far the most I've done is 16 to 18 hours, but that kind of was by accident. I usually try to keep mine around 4 14 hours, no more than 16 hours, okay? So I'm not talking about a 24-hour fast, a 48-hour fast, anything like that, all right? And so for me, in my religion, we do not drink water on our fast either. And so that's why I try to keep it short, because I know in order to keep up with a good, breast milk supply and maintain a good breast milk supply, you need the calories, you need the hydration. And so I don't want to go too long without breastfeeding and jeopardize my breast milk or my breast milk supply. But now that my baby is 10 months old, she is eating solid foods. And so I know that, I'm still breastfeeding, I'm still breastfeeding on demand, so she can eat and nurse whenever she wants. I never, put a number on that or never deny her that, right? But she is eating solid. So I do have a little bit of a booster there where, she is eating like breakfast, lunch, and dinner with us now as a family. She also has snacks throughout the day, but I am still breastfeeding on demand, and I have not noticed a decrease in my supply because I am a stickler for feeding on demand. It's the best way to maintain your supply. And so she still gets what she needs. And so even though I can go up to 14 to 16 to 18, but I wouldn't say 18 hours without drinking water, I do not notice a decrease in my supply. Now, when I'm done my fast, so wait, let's go back. I usually try to start my fast around like 6 to 8, 9 at the latest, because what I like to do is I like to, eat dinner, make sure I drink a whole bunch of water on that day that I plan on fasting, right? And drink a whole bunch of water to kind of like offset the water that I'm not going to be drinking throughout my fast or during my fast. And then I will go on my fast. And of course, for me, I usually keep my water cup up here on my windowsill. And that's just because if I wake up throughout the night, I'm breastfeeding, I get thirsty, I like to drink my water. Like, drink your water, ladies, if you're a breastfeeding mom. But because I know that I might, sip my water by accident or whatever, I will leave my cup downstairs so that I'm not tempted at all. And then I usually remember, oh yeah, you're fasting. You don't need it anyway. But okay, so I will usually eat dinner, make sure that I'm drinking enough water throughout the day. Then I will go on my fast. And, through the night, obviously while I'm sleeping, I'm not drinking or eating, whatever. And then when I wake up in the morning, I will breastfeed my baby. Now, my baby still does breastfeed and nurse at night. Okay, so that's something else to keep in mind as well. So she is able to go, a certain amount of time without breastfeeding, but she still does eat, throughout the day and the night. And so that also helps to maintain my supply. But again, in the morning when everybody gets up, I cook breakfast for the kids, feed my baby. She'll usually have some eggs or oatmeal or whatever they're having. And then I will wait a little bit, and I usually end my fast somewhere around like 10 or 11. Okay, so yeah, I keep it around like 14 to 16 hours, and I have been able to do that at least once a week consistently for like the last 2 months or so. And then of course, when I end my fast, the first thing I'm getting is some water. I want to drink some water because I'm thirsty at that point, and I make myself something to eat, of course, and then I am good. And for that whole day after my fast, I just try to replenish my water as much as possible. So I'm just drinking, okay? And so that is what I do. That is what I have been doing. Again, this video is different from my intermittent fasting video because, when you intermittent fast, you are still able, to drink. You can still have some coffee sometimes, with either black or a little bit of sugar. But for this video or for this fast, I'm talking about fasting without water. And so that's how long I have been able to do it, and it has been working out great. Again, I have had no issues with supply or anything like that. So I thought I would share, just some of the ways that I'm able to maintain my supply while still fasting. Again, I do not recommend this for a baby that has not started solids yet, because you don't want to jeopardize your breast milk supply when your breast milk supply is the sole nutrition source for your baby. Okay, so I wouldn't recommend that. I would not recommend it for a pregnant woman. You need all the calories and nutrients and nutrition that you can get. But again, like I said, I had all of my babies back to back, and I am a bigger size, and so I know that I have the stores there. Now, if you are a smaller woman, or if you're losing weight kind of rapidly while you are breastfeeding, then again, I'm not so sure. Like maybe you could do a fast, but maybe not too long. I mean, anyway, you can get it in, right? Like if you can get in even a 2-hour fast or 4-hour fast, go for it. But just keep your body composition in mind. I know I have the extra energy stores to share, but like someone like my sister maybe shouldn't be fasting too long, right? Because it may affect her energy wise, breast milk wise, and everything like that. Or if you're one of those women who lose weight while breastfeeding, it may affect things. So just keep that in mind. Keep your body in mind. But for me, I don't lose weight while I'm breastfeeding, and so it's fine for me to be able to go a certain amount of time. Now again, I would not recommend an extended fast while you are breastfeeding. Save that for, after you're done breastfeeding, after you wean your baby, you should be good to go. But that is my experience with fasting while breastfeeding. Again, I hope that, if you're watching this video and you're a breastfeeding mom, maybe you'll find this helpful. Maybe you'll find it helpful for the future if you just wanted to know. Yeah, I haven't seen too many people talking about this, so I thought that, I should talk about it here on this channel, just in case other moms out there are like me and you've had a lot of kids, or you plan on having a lot of kids and you want to know like how to navigate it. Now, honestly, the best practice I would say would be to, stagger your children. Like when you plan on having your babies and your pregnancies, like if you get pregnant back to back, it's harder on your body. It's harder to recover and everything like that. But if you stagger it, then you will have time, to be able to fast normally throughout the births of your children. But if you're in a situation like me and you're a breastfeeding mom and you're worried about it, these are some of my tips. Again, do what's best for you and your body and your baby, and listen to how your body responds to whatever kind of fasting that you're doing. If you feel like, your supply has decreased, maybe cut back on the fasting. Maybe don't do it as often. Maybe don't do it as long. But listen to your body, listen to your baby, and definitely please don't do this while your baby is strictly breastfeeding. Okay, wait until they start solids. And so that is all for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to share, like, comment, subscribe. If you like this content about breastfeeding, motherhood, all the things pertaining to motherhood. Now, if you watched the whole entire video to this point, can you give me a helicopter emoji? I don't even know if there's a helicopter emoji. But if there's one, I'm going to include it. And that's the emoji that I would like you to put if you watch this whole entire video. Again, I appreciate it so much. Hope you all have a great day. Remember to let your story be your power. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.